Hello, and welcome to another tutorial from ViewZen Labs on the Analytics platform. Today, we'll explore the image component. An image is a picture or a visual representation of something. It can be a photograph, a drawing, a painting, or even something you see on a screen. Now let's learn how to create an image. To create an image, first switch to Designer mode from the Mode switch drop-down at the top right corner. After that, go to the ribbon at the top of the canvas, select the image icon, and then click the location in the canvas where we want to place the image. If there are no elements on the canvas, then the image will be placed on the topmost left corner on the canvas. Let's dig deeper into the image configuration. When we hover the cursor over the image, we will see the edit and delete icons. We can delete the image by clicking on the delete icon. But while doing so, we should note that deletion cannot be reversed. If we want to access the properties pane of the image, we need to click on the edit icon. The properties pane always opens on the right-hand side, on top of the canvas. The properties pane of the image will allow us to design the appearance, create or change the content, and position the image. Another way to access the properties pane is to click on the pen icon in the ribbon after selecting the image. Let us now look at the property configurations one by one. Under Image Properties, there are two tabs, the Format tab and the Tooltips tab. We will first delve into the various functionalities under the Format tab. The Image Config section provides us with options to display our image in the image component. By default, when an image component is placed on the canvas, it will display the logo of ViewZen Labs. This default image can be changed to one of our choices. In ViewZen Analytics, we provide two different ways to set or change the image. If we already have an image with us, we can upload that image at a location that is publicly accessible. We can then replace the path of the default image under the URL option with our path. If we want to use an icon image, we can choose a relevant one from the icon library. In Appearance, we can add the background color, text color, shadow, and border to the image. For choosing the background color, click on the color box and then choose the required color either by selecting from the color palette or by entering the RGBA or HSLA or hex color codes. If we wish to use the same color in another image that we have created, we can copy the hex code of the source image and paste it into the hex code field in the respective destination image. Using padding, we can control the space that is to be left between the image and the border of the image. Additionally, we can also add shadows to the image box by specifying the offset values, blur radius, and color. Likewise, we can specify the width, style, color, and radius of the border of the image. The viewer settings are additional options that appear only when the dashboard is opened in view mode. These options allow users to interact with the different components of the dashboard. For an image, we can provide an option to the end user to view the image in full screen mode. In the general settings, we can adjust the position and size of a button. By specifying values for X and Y, we determine where on the screen the button will be placed, and by entering values for width and height, we control how big or small the button should appear. The Component Link feature allows us to effortlessly incorporate the button into any portal or application. This means that the link serves as an API that can be seamlessly integrated into various portals, enabling them to call up the chart and display it within the portal interface. Under Actions and Events, we will learn to configure user-initiated events on the image component that can set off certain actions. In ViewZen Analytics, any dashboard visual component can be configured to perform actions based on event originating from the same visual. Let's learn more about this event. In the events originating from this visual case, different types of user-initiated events can be configured on the same visual component, and each such event can set off a certain action. For an image, events originating from the same. This visual is applicable and therefore can be configured. Let us begin with events from this visual, where we can configure click event. Scope specifies the realm of this event. The scope or realm of an event can be a component, sheet, or dashboard. Scope helps us to limit or control the visual components that can act based on this event. It designates which all visual components can respond to this event with some action. A visual can also respond to events originating from other components. If the scope of the event is a self, then only this visual component will respond to the event. If the scope of the event is sheet, then all visual components on the sheet can respond to this event provided they have an associated action to perform. If the scope of the event is dashboard, then all visual components in this dashboard can respond to this event, provided they have an associated action to perform. Action is used to capture what the visual component is expected to do upon occurrence of the user-initiated event. Actions such as navigate to, freeze, drill down, filter, etc. can be set up depending upon the visual component. In the case of an image, freeze is currently allowed. Tooltips are used to give extra explanations or instructions. Tooltips can be activated under the Tooltips tab of the Properties pane. Tooltips can be configured for different parts of a visual component. Visual tooltip will appear when we hover on a visual component such as an image or a chart. If we do not wish to display this tooltip, we can turn it off/T activate using the toggle button next to Visual Tooltip Settings. Once activated, the tooltip will appear on hovering over the visual component. We can enter or modify the tooltip text in the Rich Text Editor. Both tooltip and tooltip text can be formatted. The tooltip text can be formatted in various different ways. For example, we can choose a font style and font size. We can give the text or its background a color. We can align the text. We can emphasize the text, bold, italics, or underline. We can strike through a word or sentence, and we can use a word or sentence as superscript or subscript. We can use the properties below the rich text area to format the tooltip. Tooltip formatting options help us to position the tooltip, put a border and style the border, add padding or shadow. After configuring the above steps, it's crucial to save these changes in the Properties pane. This ensures that the configured properties are applied and persist across sessions. Click on the Save button within the Properties pane to save the changes. Once saved, the settings get applied. Then, if we edit the button again, the newly applied settings will appear in the Properties pane. If we close the Properties pane without saving the changes, the unsaved changes will still be available until either the changes are applied, meaning save changes, or discarded, meaning to cancel changes. This final step completes the setup and configuration of the button component.